it's good to know that you have initiated this concept of having smart drivers, and any kind of recognition for a human being for doing good work and doing the work in a professional manner goes a long way in encouraging other people to follow the proper norms with respect to driving. So this exercise of having identified smart drivers and giving them recognition will be encouraging to the other drivers also to improve their ways, so that while driving they not only follow up on their own security but also ensure the security of other road users.
So look, if you really talk about Indian trucking, it was basically, one always thinks about Sardarjis only. But of late, in the last 15, 20 years, I see, less and less number of Sardarjis. It's also said that the, Sardar drivers have left because, the profession was losing the charm. So do you agree with this perception? What really led the Sardar drivers to really leave, which used to be there, a staple, career?
So I think basically one of the motivators for being a truck driver in initial years also was this community is enterprising, it wants to explore the area. And initially while they were exploring India, in the later years when opportunities became available for them to immigrate abroad, they started moving abroad. And now that you would see that while earlier Sardarjis were drivers in India, now in Canada and America you find similar kind of a thing, that most of the trucking business or truck driving is being managed by people from this part of the country. So they have moved abroad. Probably one of the factors also is that abroad the driving is also more comfortable and more professional. The driver has better rest facilities, not only in the cabin of the truck but also all along the roadside.
Wayside amenities.
Wayside conveniences are available. So in India also we should attempt that as India is evolving into a major economy, that conveniences are made available to the drivers. Recently I was reading that attempt is being made that the cabin of the truck driver should be an air-conditioned space so that the driver does not feel the various vagaries of nature and he can be more attentive in his driving.
See, it's always said the traffic police and the, truck drivers do not have a very good relationship. It's like cat and mouse kind of a thing, Tom and Jerry kind of a thing. What is the scene like in Punjab, sir?
No, we are slowly trying to improve the scene, and it is very unfortunate that police and truck drivers, they have this kind of a relationship which shouldn't be there. The police should be able to assist the truck drivers, but at certain times police becomes an obstacle to them. Our idea of police should be to facilitate, and wherever we have come across instances of policemen harassing the truck drivers, we have gone against them. In fact, in some of the places what we have done is we have put up sort of dummy truck drivers, our own men as truck drivers sitting in the cabin of a truck, and when the police tries to catch them, they expose the police as such, that this is the police, these are the policemen who are harassing, so then we can take action against those particular policemen. Mm-hmm. So these kind of decoy truck drivers also we have done, especially in the border areas of Punjab, because more than the local drivers, the drivers who are coming from outside, they become the victims of
True.
these kind of.
Is it the linguistic barrier? Is it the linguistic barrier? Deliberately, sometimes the policemen do not talk in the language. Even Hindi. I'm sure most of the North Indian, like policemen knows Hindi, but in spite of it, if they only start talking in Punjabi, Hindi drivers might not be able to really grasp what is being said. So, do you see that as as one of the things?
Yeah, linguistic barrier also, and anybody who's an outsider to an area, he is generally becomes an easy prey for these people because they feel that he will not be able to pull any strings. So outsiders, they go after outsiders especially for this reason. So what we have tried to better this kind of thing, we make own policemen sit in these vehicles as a cleaner or somebody, so that we are able to expose
the bad apples in the force.
Bad apples in the
See, any recognition to drivers is like we are in a society where we are obsessed with degree and designations, and such a critical skill which should be celebrated in our country. And since I work with German companies long time, I used to see the way they are treated, their lifestyle, and the pride in their mind to do this job. Among their family, I've met some of them. In fact, me and my wife, whenever we used to travel, we used to interact with them a lot. Unfortunately, in our country, even the driver does not want his son or daughter to become driver, and we have seen this in many interactions. So I think this kind of recognition is a game changer for them, because they get respect for any human, beyond a point. They need to be part of, we're a social animal. We would like to be accepted. The affirmation should come that what we are doing is important. Only when we feel that this is an important topic, we take more responsibility, and then the roads are safer, because ultimately most of the commercial vehicle drivers, they are on road all the places, and if they are not liking their job, if they are not respecting, if we don't respect, they start disrespecting their job, or they take it not in a way that they are proud of doing it. And that is where a lot of suffering happens, because in those scenarios, their motivation to skill themselves better, to behave better, to make the road safer, to respect the roads and the road safety protocols, all those goes down. So I think this whole exercise is doing a huge service and huge intervention for respecting the drivers, which actually eventually become like a safer road. We do this in our factories and industry, that all our operators, all our associates, they all are like a family, and we treat them. In fact, I used to have this three nara in my companies, that we are family, we are actually celebration, and we are the change we want to bring in the society. And I see this is matching with this award. We are actually telling our driver that you are our family, because I remember this lady, after getting this reward in the last season, she said, now I want my child to be a driver. Before coming here, I was not very sure. So this is like family, becoming a family. And the second is about celebration, and we do celebrate them, and this is what they like. And the third is we want to bring the change, we want to be that change. And it starts with you and me. So when we start recognizing them, the country will recognize them, and we will see a very different civic traffic sense on our roads.
How do we bring about a change in the attitude of drivers toward road safety? Because we're close to you. Yeah.
See, millions of us use roads every day, and 474 families does not get back their people home day after day. And this we cannot leave it unattended, and it's urgent. And if you look at all your parameters, they actually together makes that occupation, that whole driving experience safer for the driver. Because a driver who is not having a good hygiene and dress, even when you go and work on your writing your article, if you're not clean, if you're not hygiene, you yourself will feel bad about it. You will not be able to give your best. So you are at your best when you are well fed, well slept, and in a good hygiene. So that amounts, your whole uniform concept, your whole how the person carries actually turns out to be road safety. All your parameters actually, how he communicates, builds about how he behaves with other road users and other stakeholders and infrastructure people, and there his mind is then at peace and he drives better. Of course, safety with all this technology, when you say technology is for purpose, it's again for safety. Because today, whatever you challan, and how many people can be challan? It's impossible. We are billions of us violating. So this technology of alert and assist only has the answer. Look, at the point when he's doing a mistake and somebody is alerting, which is the technology, nobody wants to get killed and nobody wants to kill anybody. So at that moment, he or she gives attention to it and people are saved. Because I'm working in road safety now more than 1.5 decade. What I feel is nobody wants gyan. It cannot be a passive knowledge. It has to be active knowledge. And active knowledge comes with the onboard technology, which is assist and alert. The moment somebody assist and alert, we don't need autonomous driving. What we need, that technology of assist and alert to guide our driver, to trust the same driver. So this all parameters talks about that how these drivers on these parameters, if they all are 10 out of 10, the chances of avoidable crash is near zero. I guarantee you that a driver who is using alert and assist to train himself every day is improving or she is improving, the chances of accident is very less. Unfortunately, you see that all these parameters, they will have very less score, and the lesser the score, unsafe is their driving, because this is their factory, the roads are their main place to work. So I really commend the parameters which we have chosen. Now the time has come that after this award, whatever this driver does, they are like role models and they must tell this to other drivers to upgrade.
Yeah, Ram, the roads have become much better, the vehicles have become much better. And as far as when it comes to question of creating the right kind of wayside amenities, the government and others also seem to be lacking, the interest is not that high. How, since you're also a part of, big industry association like CIA and FICCI on the road safety committee and chairman, whatever it is. So how do you plan to bring about a change in the mindset of the India Inc., whom you represent in a way?
See, if you look at the corporates, you might have heard that we have started something called Code of Conduct. This was an industry initiative at FICCI, where we said that together we have a conduct, there is a checklist, and all the logistics people must be trained with this.